Steel teeth. Relentless drive. Total control. From backyard brush to massive logs and scrap, these chippers don't mess around. Every bite shows smart engineering in action. Let's see what they can crush next. A pretty rough ending for the Hyundai Accent. Was all of that really worth it, even though the car had such great performance? The Powerhand VRS looks like something out of a sci-fi flick. I mean, that arm grabs, twists, and strips a car down with zero wasted motion. No wonder scrapyards are switching to setups like this. It's fast, clean, and turns junk into sorted metal in no time. Watching this makes you appreciate how far technology's pushed the trade. Makes you wonder what scrapyards will look like another 20 years from now. That's one serious piece of gear. 3 hydraulic motors and 221 horsepower. Never thought I'd see an engine and reducer torn to bits like paper. Perfect for scrapyards needing raw crushing power. That machine ain't playing around. Watching that test, all I could think about was my grandkids. If a car can take that kind of hit and still protect the driver, that's worth something. That's a new one. Volvo must be really serious about figuring out this safety business. Ever wonder what happens to cars after they're totaled? Well, this is it. They get fed into a giant shredder and turned into chunks of metal. It's loud, fast, and kind of hypnotic. There's a strange satisfaction in watching it happen. Wasn't sure how these worked till now. With the Nitec Cable X, you just slide the wire in, and the blade does all the work. Cuts the jacket clean, leaves the copper nice and shiny, makes stripping wire way less of a hassle, even for beginners. So that's what a stump buster does. Never seen one in action before. That Cat 308 just clamps down and twists it apart like a bottle cap. Pretty wild to see such clean power. No mess, no sparks, just steady crushing force. Root balls are tough, fibrous, and full of dirt. That's hard on grinder teeth. But when the Cat 315D feeds them in gradually, the HD9 can bite clean and steady. Less shock to the drum means fewer breakdowns and lower repair costs. This demo shows how fast things can go wrong. One tangled rope can pull a man into blades. It's a clear warning. Rope control and awareness aren't optional. They're how you stay alive. Ever wondered what it takes to tear down a 33,000-pound cement truck? This video walks you through the full breakdown, from chassis to hydraulics, showing every bit of engineering that made this 15-ton machine work. Watch closely. There's more going on under that drum than you'd think. Which part surprised you the most? That jaw design is something else. Wide enough to grab a chunk of concrete, but still compact. Makes you feel like they really thought this one through. On a 30,000 to 44,000 pound excavator, it's just the right size for small jobs with big results. Smooth workhorse. That was a close one, friend. Trees don't play around. Seen too many go sideways in my time. Glad you're okay. Always trust your gut and double-check that notch.
Being as big as it is, hitting the ground there, but I think it was just...
My nephew runs a tree service and swears by this chipper. The Petzolato 300XL saves him time and fuel. Says it can chip up to 10 tons a day. That's not just numbers, that's money in the bank. What's great is that it runs on hydraulics, so you get solid compaction without much strain on the machine. That's important when working with stainless and CRC scraps. The press power seems decent for its size. I wonder if it uses a single-phase motor. Would be nice for folks without industrial power setups. Check out this Model 1000 shredder. It's a big machine, got 2 shafts. What's it for? Crushing all sorts of trash. Things like old wood, plastic, and even metal. It's all about recycling. Keeps our world cleaner.
Ya itu lebar semua, lebar semua.
Tired of paying a fortune to haul scrap? This Y81 baler is your answer. It takes all kinds of metal junk, steel, copper, aluminum, even old car bits, and turns it into compact shapes like squares or cylinders. This drastically cuts down on your transportation costs. And get this, it's a one-man show with a simple PLC control. The blocks it makes are super dense too. Smart move for your bottom line. Remember the old scrap yards? Well, Ace Car Breakers is taking it to a whole new level. This drone video shows their team crushing cars and recycling everything. It's a well-oiled machine and they're doing it the right way for our planet. Worth a look. Man, you ever watch those metal shredders just tear through stuff and think, what's the one thing that'd actually stop them? For you gadget guys, check out this briquetting beast. It's got a slick dual-screw feed system, so no more clogging. Plus, a high-pressure hydraulic punch turns loose metal into super dense bricks. The vertical design saves floor space, and the PLC control makes it super user-friendly. Pretty slick piece of engineering. We need a real challenge, not just soft aluminum. What about an engine block? Trying to recycle an old engine is like trying to eat a steak with a plastic fork. Impossible. Those super hard parts are a nightmare for shredders. But luckily, there's a superhero in town, the PowerHand ERS grapple. It smashes them up, then that magnet on its backside acts like a magic wand, pulling out all the junk. Makes life a whole lot easier for the guys running the shredder. Pretty cool, huh? This PowerHand GH grapple is a beast. It's what the big sawmills in the UK use to haul logs all day. Less downtime for you because this thing is tough. Handles logs from 0.6 to 1.0 cubic yards. If you're moving timber, you need this. Forest companies need to cut costs. How? By boosting wood handling efficiency. That means removing bark completely and using all the raw material. Clean logs going into the chipper help it run better, last longer, and produce high-quality chips. You get more product, and this debarking and chipping line is the key. Man, this Bandit 2590 is a beast. It's rated for 22-inch trees, but the actual opening is a huge 26.25 by 30 inches, so it swallows big logs easy. The slide box feed is slick, and it can fill up a chip trailer in about 18 minutes with the right engine. Plus, that 7.5-foot conveyor is a game changer for loading. With 16,500 pounds of pulling power and 7,100 pounds of crushing force, it's a workhorse. Seriously impressive machine for anyone in the tree business. This double shaft shredder is a game changer for metal and aluminum castings. It makes quick work of big pieces. Think about how much time and effort this saves. Car versus double shaft shredder. This thing eats metal, aluminum castings, basically anything. Low speed, tons of torque, super quiet. It even reverses itself if it gets jammed. My money's on the shredder. What do you guys think will last longer? Whoa, that's just unfair. A toy car against a shredder? No way that car stands a chance. You just know that car is toast. Let's see how fast it happens. So, pantograph scrap is a beast, right? Super clunky. But the Blue Devil fixes that. It compacts that steel mill grade stuff into valuable busheling. What's in it for scrapyards? Easy. Massive volume reduction, Huge savings on shipping, and you're cutting down emissions. Yard logistics? Sorted. Problem solved. Let us know in the comments. Type 1 if you thought our video was interesting, and 0 if you thought it was boring. So smooth. I want one too. So, you got a mountain of old fishing nets? Regular trash compactor ain't gonna cut it, buddy. But this bad boy? This shredder eats nets for breakfast. That thought of getting caught in there, it's truly horrifying. The power it has to shred things is immense. Never get complacent around something this dangerous. Stay alert. What a satisfying smash fest. Here at Green Tech, we celebrate the power behind the process. Like, subscribe, and come back soon for more machines doing what they do best: total destruction.